Welcome to Honeybee. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Real stories of love, lies, and betrayal, where every truth stings. Let's begin. I stood outside my girlfriend's apartment door, an engagement ring tucked safely in my pocket, moment away from picking her up for what I thought would be the most meaningful dinner of our lives. My heart raced with nervous excitement, until I heard her laughing with her best friend. Her laughter wasn't joyful, it was cruel. She was joking about how she planned to reject my proposal that night, and watch me break down in tears. After nearly 3 years together, after carefully planning what I thought would be a perfect engagement at our favorite restaurant, with both of our families there to celebrate, Bianca saw it all as a chance to humiliate me. Bianca and I had been together for almost 3 years when I became certain she was the person I wanted to spend forever with. What started as a casual conversation at a meetup had grown into a relationship that felt deeper and more meaningful than anything I had ever experienced. We had made it through every milestone that turns casual dating into something real, graduating college, landing our first jobs, supporting each other through family issues and personal challenges. She met my parents that first Christmas we were together and fit in instantly. I felt like we were building a real future together, one with marriage and kids. But looking back now, there have been warning signs. Bianca would sometimes avoid serious talks about commitment. She'd change the subject when I brought up engagement timelines or wedding plans. When I talked about our future, she'd remind me how young we were, as if there was no rush. At the time, I thought she was just shy, someone who wanted to take things slow. I never imagined it meant she didn't see me as part of her future. By the time our 3rd anniversary rolled around, I was completely sure. I started saving up, researching rings, trying to find the perfect one that matched Bianca's taste. I listened carefully when she commented on other people's rings, then finally went to her best friend for advice. Thinking she knew Bianca better than anyone, her best friend acted thrilled to help. She suggested designs, helped me choose a beautiful solitaire setting with a round diamond that cost more than I planned, but I wanted it to be perfect. Together, we planned the proposal too, a private dining room at our favorite Italian restaurant, the place we went for every anniversary. I spent nearly 2 months organizing every last detail. The day finally came. I took the afternoon off to calm my nerves and rehearse what I wanted to say, how much she meant to me, why I wanted to spend my life with her. By the time I arrived at her building, 20 minutes early, my heart was pounding, but I was ready. As I climbed the stairs, I heard voices. Bianca's laugh rang out, followed by her best friend's. At first, I smiled. I had no idea that what I was about to hear would shatter everything. I froze when I heard my name. I held back from knocking, leaning in to listen. What I heard next made my stomach drop. Bianca was telling her friend how she knew I was going to propose that night, and how she planned to say no just to watch me cry. She joked about how pathetic I would look, how I'd probably beg her to reconsider, and how much fun it would be to see me humiliated in front of everyone. Her best friend, the same person who had helped me pick the ring, didn't stop her. She didn't defend me. She just laughed along, letting Bianca describe in detail how she crushed me emotionally. I felt like someone had punched me in the chest. In a single moment, every sweet memory we'd shared, every future plan we'd talked about, felt fake. I stepped away quietly, walked back to my car, and sat there in silence. My hands gripped the steering wheel as I tried to process what I'd just heard. The drive back to my apartment was a blur. By the time I sat on my couch, staring at the ring box, I knew one thing. I wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of rejecting me. Hours passed. At 6:15, Bianca texted me casually, asking if we were still on for dinner. I deleted the message without replying. By 7:30, after our reservation time had passed, the call started. First curious, then concerned, then angry. Her text went from asking if I was okay to accusing me of being selfish and immature for standing her up. The irony was almost laughable. She was furious that I had ruined her plan to ruin me. Around 10 p.m., her best friend called, pretending to be worried about me. This time, I picked up. I didn't yell, but I didn't hold back either. I told her exactly what I thought of someone who could help me plan a proposal knowing all along that her friend was going to crush me publicly. I told her she was as cruel as Bianca for playing along and letting me believe I was preparing for the happiest night of my life. She tried to play dumb, but I'd heard enough earlier to know she was lying. Before hanging up, I told her to tell Bianca that her game was over before it even started. She'd never get the chance to humiliate me. Minutes later, Bianca started calling. When I finally answered, she pretended to be confused, even concerned, but I wasn't falling for it. I told her exactly what I had heard outside her door. For the first time, Bianca was silent. When she finally spoke, she claimed I had misunderstood, that she was just joking, that I had taken her words too seriously. But there was no mistaking what I had heard. I ended the call without letting her explain further. Nearly a year later, I found out the full truth. Bianca had been seeing another man the whole time we were together. Apparently, she had been waiting to see whose proposal she preferred before deciding who to be with. A month after the night I planned to propose, she accepted his proposal instead. But their engagement was full of drama and ended within 3 months, with accusations of cheating and abuse on both sides. When I heard that, I felt an unexpected mix of emotions. Vindication, yes, but also sadness. I didn't celebrate her misery. I just pitted her for throwing away something real for the sake of playing games. Looking back, I realized overhearing that conversation was a blessing in disguise. It saved me from years of deception and heartbreak. I learned to trust my instincts, to pay attention to the red flags I had once ignored. Most importantly, I realized that real love requires honesty, respect, and vulnerability from both people, and that relationships built on lies will always collapse eventually. Bianca's cruelty hurt, but it freed me. The proposal that never happened became the lesson I needed most. A reminder that sometimes the most painful moments give us the clearest picture of who someone really is.